Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss third module in solid waste management, that is the transfer and transport of solid waste. This chart shows the functional elements of a solid waste management. In first module we have discussed about waste generation, where we have collected data related to the different sources of solid waste generation, necessity of solid waste segregation at the source of generation. In module number 2 we have discussed about waste handling, waste storage and different collection systems, in which we have discussed primary collection services and the secondary collection system. Now we are going to discuss the third module, that is the transfer and transport. Means after collection of a solid waste from primary and secondary location, we have to transport that solid waste into the processing site or the disposal site. But if the total hauling distance or total traveling distance is higher, in that case we are going to prefer transportation. Then what is meant by transportation? Transportation is nothing but it is a temporary storage system where solid waste is stored or deposited for a short time. In transportation, the solid waste collected from different collection sources are stored at one particular location. It is an intermediate location where all the solid waste collected from different sources are stored. In transportations, the waste collected from vehicles are deposited into the larger size vehicle, so that total traveling cost or total hauling cost should be reduced. In transportation or at transportation, the larger size containers are available, where we are going to deposit smaller container vehicle into the larger container vehicle, and these larger container vehicles are further passed to the treatment facility or the disposal sites. Then what is the need of transportation? First, when total hauling distance or total traveling distance from source of generation or the collections point to the final disposal station is very high, in that case we are going to prefer transportation. Second case, if the processing centers or disposal stations are in remote locations or which cannot be directly where we cannot be reached directly by highways, in that case we are going to prefer transportation. Means at inaccessible points we are going to prefer transportation, which is located at intermediate points. Third case, this results in illegal dumping or due to the excessive haul distance. Means if we are not able to prefer transportation on total hauling distance is very high, or the processing or disposal sites are very long distance apart, in that case the cases of open dumping or illegal dumpings are increases in order to reduce total traveling cost or total processing cost. That's why we have to prefer or we have to provide one location station at intermediate position, which is nearby to the city region or in the roadway midway of the total road surface or total traveling distance between collection point to the disposal site, that is known as a transportation. This transportation helps us to segregation process, processing process, and in order to reduce total traveling cost by moving the solid waste or by depositing solid waste from smaller container vehicle to the larger container vehicles, due to which we can avoid the illegal dumping or the open dumping. Then what are the different types of a transportation? There are mainly three types of a transportation. First is the direct load transportation, second is the storage load transportation, and third is the combined direct and storage load transportation. First we will discuss first type of transportation, that is the direct load transportation. In a direct load transportation, the waste collected from different collection sources are emptied directly into the larger container vehicles at the transportation, so that the waste can be further passed to the material recovery facility or processing facility or the final disposal station. At this location or at this transportation, we are going to provide some type of mechanical equipment for the compression process, so that total hauling or total capacity of transfer of waste or transport of waste can be increased. These mechanical equipment may be a low pressure volume compressor or high pressure compactors, so that total collection frequency or total collection should be increases. Second type of transportation is the storage load transportation. In storage load transportation, initially we are going to store that collected solid waste at one trench or pit, so that we can segregate that compressed waste, or we can segregate the waste collected into the trench or pit, and further we are going to deposit that waste according to its characteristics. Means according to the different characteristics, we are going to deposit the waste into different vehicles, and further it passes to the processing facility, so that we can optimize total processing cost or the total mix waste. We can segregate the mixed waste so that we can achieve optimum treatment of the solid waste. The main difference between direct load and storage load transportation: in storage load transportation, initially we are going to store that solid waste and then further going to pass that solid waste. For that, in storage load transportation, we can use different type of mechanical equipment for the screening process, compression process, and we can achieve maximum efficiency of recycling and recovery. These two pictures shows the storage load transportation, in which first picture is the one trench or pit is dig at the site, and which we are going to put, or we are going to deposit the solid waste. Further we are going to, according to the characteristics of the waste, we are going to fill that waste into the containers or the vehicles, larger container vehicles, and these larger container vehicle then further pass to the disposal station or the treatment facility. Here we can recover some important metallic contents, recyclable material, recoverable material, and according to the color code characteristics, we can provide this waste to the further processing facility, where maximum efficiencies can be achieved. This is the third type of a transportation, that is the combined direct load and storage load transportation. Many of the countries prefer this type of transportation because the mixed waste percentage is very high in number of countries, or the collection is not separate or segregated one. That's why we are going to prefer this combined direct load and storage load transportation. In country like India, this type of systems is most efficient, so that we can recover some important metallic content, some recyclable material from the dry waste. That's why we are going to prefer this combined direct and storage load transportation. These two facilities help us by different ways. In the direct load transportation, we can directly dispose wet waste into the vehicle, and which further pass to the compost facility or biodegradation process. While in storage load transportation, mixed waste or dry waste can be put into the trench or pit, where different type of mechanical equipment like size reduction, screening process, air classification, compactor, or mechanical separator, these are different mechanical equipments are used, and from which some important recyclable, recoverable, most important high cost or higher efficient waste can be recovered, and further then we are going to pass that waste to the treatment facility. This picture shows the combined direct load and storage load transportation, where we can process some amount of waste which we are going to be recover. Next point is the transport means and methods. There are different transport means or methods are available for the transportation of the waste from the smaller container vehicle to the larger container vehicle. The first mode is the motor vehicles, which is used at roadways. Then how we are going to design these transport vehicles? Transport vehicles are designed in such a way that according to the characteristics of the waste, according to the size, road conditions or the traffic conditions, the vehicle should be designed in such a way that it should not hamper to the total traffic. The first mode of transport is the motor vehicles, in which we are going to transport the solid waste on the roadways. In this motor vehicle, we can establish, or we can provide different type of compactors, so that maximum waste can be collected at a higher efficiency. Second mode of transportation is the railroad, which is previously work. Nowadays, number of locations, only motor vehicles are used. Railroads are absolutely out of from this system. But in previously, some number of times, railroads are used for the transport of the waste. That is the commonly used practice. These type of system or transport means is used when the landfill locations are in such a location or such remote location where highway transport facility is not available, but railroad facilities exist. In that case, we are going to use railroad facility, which is previously practiced. Third mode of transport is the ocean going vessels. In the country like Hong Kong, where space is limitedly available or the space is not available for the treatment and the disposal, in that case, these ocean going vehicles or the larger container ships are used for the transport of the waste. But currently, rules are made stronger by the World Health Organization or different organization. One cannot dispose that waste into the ocean or the sea bodies. We have to provide a typical type of treatment facility for the disposal of that solid waste, so it should not be hamper on the environment. The fourth mode of transport is the pneumatic and hydraulic system. In pneumatic and hydraulic system, hydraulic equipments are established into the vehicles, by which we can lift the container and put the waste into the larger container vehicles. And similarly, there is a compressor facility is available, so that we can compress that waste and transport or haul to the final disposal location. This picture shows the hydraulic system of transport, where by hydraulic way we can lift the container, and after compressing we can haul that solid waste. This picture shows the pneumatic system of transport, where underground collection system is provided. By using a negative pressure, one can collect that solid waste from this pneumatic system. Initially we have to put that waste in this type of container, then using a negative pressure we have to collect that all the type of solid waste, put it into the pneumatic system into the one storage location, that is the pneumatic system. In pneumatic system we are going to use negative pressure concept for the collection of the vehicle. This helps to reduce the space requirement for the collection of that solid waste. These are the 5 different means or methods available for the transport. First is the motor vehicle used at a road facility, railroad previously practiced, ocean going vehicles where space is limitedly available, and hydraulic system and pneumatic system where pressure compactors are used in combined with these systems. Thank you.